Hello, everyone, and welcome back to a new episode here on Ella's Corner. It's 2025, you guys. That is crazy. It is the 16th of January. I know that I'm a bit late to posting. Yeah. I say that every time, don't I? I need to get it tattooed on my forehead. Keep posting. But I hope you guys had a great Christmas and New Year's. Mine was pretty good. We went to Melbourne, and we saw my family, my mum's side, and that was really fun. But it's not really like a holiday. It's more just like family's a bit of work. Okay, let's be honest. It's a bit of work, but I love my family. And it was nice to see all my cousins and to see my baby cousins and my not so baby cousins that are growing up so fast. And as you can see, I am trying something new. I am videoing as well. So hi YouTube, hi people on YouTube. I've decided that I'm gonna have the podcast and record it at the same time, which is getting a little bit it's going to take me a while to get used to because I am so used to just like sitting down at my desk and just recording my voice, not my face. So I'm sorry about my appearance. It sort of looks gross. If you're listening, you wouldn't know, but I'm wearing my merch from the Kid Leroy from 2022 and I look like a mess. But you know what? Who cares? Who cares? So hopefully I can have my watchers and my listeners, or if you do both, I love you even more. But in today's episode, I'm going to be doing a 2024 concert recap because I've been meaning to do this for the longest time and I haven't. So I thought I've only had one concert this year, so I might as well just keep it rolling and do a concert recap because I have a few concerts coming up this year, but I just wanted to do it for 2024. Because 2024 for concerts were crazy. I went to, I think I went to about 8 concerts, maybe 9, maybe even 10. I don't really remember. I haven't counted. But I've been to a lot of concerts. Oh my gosh. And I have them all here on my little countdown app. So we are going to go through them and see. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to rate them from out of 10 on the performance. Oh, I don't really want to do that. That sounds so mean. And not just my performance, like how I enjoyed it. I think I'm going to do that because there are some concerts like I loved, but then like you'll just see, okay? I'm getting ahead of myself. But yeah, let's get into the episode because I am actually, now that I'm recording it and now that I'm actually in the mood for it, I'm actually really, really excited. Sorry, I'm so phlegmy. It's so bad. Okay, so I tried to explain how I was going to do this in the intro, which I didn't do very well. But basically what I was trying to say is I'm going to rate each concert out of 10. And frankly, I think every single concert is going to be from like a 7 to a 10 because they were all so amazing. But I'm also going to talk about my experience about going to the concert, and all that jazz, and just talk you through it because each concert is so unique and is just so different to each other, either on a large scale or a small scale. So, you know, it'll all be fun. And I've only had one concert in 2025, so I'll do another one if I can get my act together at the end of this year. So, yeah, let's get a move on. I have them all in my countdown app, which I said before, which is so helpful because it's just so pretty to look at and I love concerts. So, yeah, cost me an arm and a leg, but oh well. The first one I went to was Miss Taylor Swift on the 26th of February, 2024, and she was amazing. This was one of the biggest one of the biggest concerts I've ever been on, or been to, not on. I'm not a dancer or a singer. Imagine me with my microphone going at a at a concert. But these tickets were so hard to get. Me and my best friend won the Great War, and we got tickets, but we didn't get tickets on the first try. We got them on the second try, and I had to fork out $1,000 for the cheapest VIP package, because it was either that or nothing, and I think we really wanted to go, otherwise we would crawl up into a ball and cry and die. Not really, but that's how it felt at the time. So it was $1,000, and it was worth it though. We got A reserve or B reserve, I think, one of the two, and it was further enough from the stage, but if you had like Zoom on, it was pretty good. And we didn't end up getting merch on our concert day because we were night 4 in Sydney. We thought like all the merch would be just gone instantly, like it would be done, and then we'd get to our night and have no merch at all. So we decided to go with our other best friend to get merch and just sit outside the stadium and experience it from outside, which again was so cute. All the little kids and girls that were like dressed up wanting to get tickets. Bless my heart. But yeah, that was a really good experience. The Taylor Swift Express, where they played Taylor Swift on the way there. Love you trains. That was amazing. That just made the experience more immersive, I think. The show was good. We had Sabrina Carpenter as our opener, and I really wanted to see Sabrina Carpenter because I have been following her journey since she was on Disney Channel. So that was really amazing to see her be the opener for Taylor, and she rocked it. She was amazing. She is a little Polly Pocket, as my best friend Tay would say. Not Taylor Swift. My best friend is not Taylor Swift. My best friend, Tay. So yeah, she was a little Polly Pocket. She rocked the stage. She sang all the good songs from Emails I Can't Send, and yeah, she was just amazing. If I were to rate her out of 10, I would say she was probably a 9. I feel like what would have given her an extra point was if the crowd was more there. I know they were all there for Taylor Swift, but come on, it's Sabrina Carpenter. Like, what? Like, I think I carried my whole section. I was singing every single song. I was making sure I knew all the words. Like, I was doing my research. I was doing my homework before the concert. So I feel like if the crowd was more into it, then she would have gotten more into it, even though she was into it. Like, don't get me wrong, but I feel like the artists feed off the crowd's energy, and like I said, I carried my whole section. So come on, people, now that she's had her espresso moment, now you all know her. But get your act together. Okay, that's all I can say. But for Miss Taylor Swift, the main event, I loved it. I knew it was going to be a really long concert, which is the only downside for me, because I felt like it was just a bit too long. Like, I get it, every era, I love that for her. She really needed to do that, because for some of the albums she didn't even do a tour, which I totally understand. And it was so great to have all the eras in the one show. Like, she didn't skip anything. She didn't have the Tortured Poets department because it wasn't even out yet. We didn't even know about it. So we got more songs than the more older songs than the later shows did, because then she had to take off the some of the songs to put in for the Tortured Poets department. So things like The Archer we got, and Long Live and whatever. But I loved the outfit changes. I think she is amazing for changing her outfits in such a short amount of time. Like, I struggle changing my outfits in the change rooms of shopping centers. So yeah, props to her for that. I would have had to have a lot of training if that was me. And I loved singing all the things that I grew up with, like 1989. I grew up with 1989. That was what got me into Taylor Swift as a young girl, so I thought that was really amazing. And just seeing everyone come together like that was beautiful. Seeing everyone around me in our section come together and sing all the words, that was so beautiful. And I was, the surprise songs. We got Forever and Always. I cried. My best friend cried. Because that's me, and I used to say Forever and Always to Jay, but anyway, that was just a very bittersweet moment. I really wanted I Did Something Bad, because that is my favorite song off Reputation, but I didn't get it, so that's fine. I can live without it. I had to watch it through a grainy live stream when she played that, so I was there in spirit, just not in person. But I think Taylor Swift was amazing. It was a great way to start off 2024, definitely. I think I would rate her concert, I have to say 10 out of 10, okay? Apart from it being just a bit too long for me, because after I was not feeling good. I was finding it really hard to make it to the end, but I wanted to because I paid so much money and it was just so good. But I do have to rate it a 10 out of 10 because it was just so amazing, and I wouldn't even consider myself a big Swiftie. I think I am a Swiftie, but I'm not like a crazy menace Swiftie that will bite your head off if you don't know every single lyric to every single song. So Taylor Swift and Sabrina Carpenter, great way to start 2024. Then I had Mr. Oliver Cronin next on the 7th of March, which was a Thursday. And I think that was like a week apart from Taylor Swift. And so I first saw Oliver when he was a support act for Nessa the year before in 2023. And that's when I really fell in love with him. I think every girl has a little bit of a crush on him, let's be honest, even though he has a fiance, it's okay. But yeah, I really loved his music, and I was like, you know what? Let's do it. I was gonna go by myself at that stage because I hadn't made any Ollie friends, but to my surprise, I have met a lovely group of girls that love Oliver as much as I do, and we have gone to so many concerts, so many little pop-ups, which I will get to later. But this one was at Mary's Underground, which is like a small little venue place. I went where did I go for that one? I went to a Sabrina Carpenter night with another one of my best friends. And so I knew what it was. It's very cramped, very small. But it was such a great vibe. Because he's a smaller artist, you got to meet him after, so that was the first time I got to meet him, and I got to meet Mason, the love of my life. Don't tell him though, please. I think he already knows anyway. So I got to meet Ollie and Mason because Mason was his supporting act, and I loved Mason anyway because, again, the first time I saw him was when Oliver brought him out at Nessa. So I loved that concert. I think it was... what am I going to say? Okay, I think for me, it was like a 9.5 out of 10, only because, okay, hear me out, at the very end, the lights were a lot. Because I was like right up the front, the lights were really, really bright, and I was also standing for a really long time. One thing for me is I don't do moshes anymore. I don't like moshes because my legs get so tired and so fatigued with my F&D and everything that I can't stand for that amount of time. And I was in the mosh pit because it was only standing. There were like seats around the sides, but I wanted to be with my new friends and I wanted to be right up the front. So I would say it's a 9.5 because of that. But apart from that, his performance, Ollie and Mason's performance were 10 out of 10. I carried Mason's part. I love Mason. Jasmine, one of my good friends, carried Ollie's part because she loves him. She loves him more than life itself. No, I'm joking. But I think that really started my love for Ollie, because I've seen him a lot in 2024. Surprise, surprise. And he's just so sweet, and I think it was so nice to, you know, go and talk to everyone after that lined up and signed all of the merch and take photos with everyone and do all that. Like, that's really sweet, and I've never experienced that before because I have never supported a small artist before. Ollie's my first one, so consider yourself lucky, Oliver. And then after that, surprise, surprise, who did I see? I saw Oliver again, because he did a pop-up little thing at the Apple store in Broadway. So me and Jasmine, who I met at the first Oliver concert, and Beth, who I met at the Oliver concert as well, that I was just talking about, we all went together. Oh, and also Nat, the queen of Taylor Swift. Nat, who is Jasmine's friend. We all went, and it was really sweet. It was really small and really intimate, and he just did an acoustic set, and Willie B was there, if you know, you know, on the guitar. That's his mate, Ollie's mate, and yeah, it was really nice. I think it was short. It was maybe like an hour, but I really liked it because it was an acoustic set. We could ask questions. He said that he gets some inspiration from my favorite band, Chase Atlantic, so I love you even more now. But I think that was probably a 10 out of 10 because it was short, it was sweet. We again got to say hi to him and say hi to Will and just take photos, and we got a little signed card, so now I have his autograph in my room. Oh, and I forgot, oh my gosh, for Oliver's first concert, Jasmine made a fan project which we all held up during one of his songs, and it's a little photo of him. I'm looking at it right now, that's why I'm looking up. It's a little photo of him playing cricket because he loves cricket, and it says he never left and neither will we, because it's a song called I Hope You're Doing Well, and it's a song about he's talking to his younger self, and so I have that on my wall. I think he is the person that I have most in my room, so if any boy walks into my room, he's gonna be like, who's that? I'm gonna be like, it's okay, he is getting married in 2 weeks or something like that. We don't stand a chance. But yeah, I loved that Apple concert because it was really small and I got to see my friends. It was a chance to see my friends again and just reconnect with them. And we made him sing the duck song. You know, the duck song that goes, the duck walked up to the lemonade stand and he said to the man running the stand, hey, wah, 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 got any grapes? That one, yeah, that was my horrible singing. You're welcome. Pay me royalties, please. We got him to sing that song. So we were very proud of ourselves. Very, very proud of ourselves. And we also got to hear G&D. If you know, you know. The next concert I went to was a big gap because between March and the Apple concert was September. There was a big gap because I tried to get scissor tickets, but I didn't get them because I got on too late. The next one I went to was The Weeknd on the 22nd of October. And look, I love The Weeknd, but this was his his first time rescheduling, but he was supposed to come earlier in the year and then he had to reschedule for unforeseen reasons. And we think the unforeseen reasons was maybe his Fortnite deal. I don't know. Or mental health. I get mental health and burnout and stuff because he had done a big tour. So me and my best friend and her friend, Aislinn, which I met there, and she's lovely. I love her so much. I love them both so much. It just made the experience 10 times better because it's who you go to the concert with that makes it the best. So we went together. Oh, I'm gonna burp. Hold on. Oh, excuse me. We went together and it was at Accor Stadium, and we thought it was going to be like the old tour that it was doing with the moon and the mask and whatnot, but then in between he did like a whole shift change where he's now wearing a robe and he's got this like big castle thing. And so we were like, oh, okay, this is definitely not what was advertised, but we're gonna roll with it. And I think he was really great. We were up the top. We were like nosebleedy-ish. We were sitting way up the top because we didn't want to get like good tickets, because we got good tickets for the first show and then he cancelled. So we didn't really care for this show. I'm sorry, Abel, but get your act together, please. Don't ever do that to Australia again. He said at the concert he wouldn't. I am going to hold him to that. I don't know how, but I'm going to hold him to that. So we were really tall. We were like really high up, and I don't have a fear of heights, but I sort of do at the same time because it was like really, really scary. And I was like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm gonna fall over. I didn't. Of course I didn't. But that's just what I felt. Let me just move this. Sorry. Intermission. I needed to get... Oh, now my nose is itchy. Everything's happening. So you're getting the raw footage right now. Like, you're getting everything that's happening. Where, yeah, this is crazy. Oh my god, I can't believe I'm doing this. Anyway, so we were really high up, but then we got to see everything. We got to see the crowd whenever he was like, put up your flashlights and stuff. And he played all of the good songs. He played some never played before, like High for This. I don't think he's ever played in a concert before. He played... Ooh, what else did he play? Popular? Is that the song? When I think of Popular, I think of Wicked. But he played Popular, which I don't think he's ever played. I think he said he's never played that in a concert before. So he played some like good songs because I think he felt bad for Australia and Sydney. And he also didn't have a good run in Melbourne because somebody decided to go up on the stage and try and hug him or something, and he's got anxiety, which I totally get. Like, why, dude? Why would you do that to that man or that boy or whatever? What was going through your head? Were you drunk? Possibly. So like he threw in a few things and he was like, please forgive me, Australia. He was so cute. He was such a sweet soul. We didn't go for the opener because we were like there when he was just finishing. I think it was a DJ, but we didn't go because, again, it's too much of a wait. If we don't like the artist or we don't like know the artist, or if it's just a DJ, there's no point because they're just playing other people's songs. But I would give The Weeknd I'm going to give him an 8.5 out of 10 just because I know this is maybe a shit reason to give him a low score, but just because he did cancel the first time and I don't think I was as excited for the second time. Like, of course I was excited for the second time, don't get me wrong, but I would have been more excited for the first time because I sort of did get my hopes up when he cancelled because I was like, oh, dang it. But yeah, he was a great concert anyway. I hope he does come back, it doesn't cancel. Next one I went to was on the 25th of October, and that was to see the love of my life, Mason Dane, perform at Parramatta Lanes, which is like this, I didn't know this existed, but it's all the way out in Parramatta, and it's like a festival, food festival, things like that. So he was performing, and it was a free concert, so of course I'm gonna go. And again, Jasmine came and Beth came, and so it was another little catch up for us, and it was a short one because there was like a Red Bull small stage and it was a whole bunch of people performing, so he only performed like 4 songs maybe, so it was really short. And the bass, oh my gosh, it was so loud. I felt like I was going to be blown away. And like the quality wasn't as good as like at an actual concert, but that was to be expected anyway. But he was amazing. He did really well. He played some new songs and a song that hasn't been released yet, which I think is going to be the next release, hopefully. It needs to be the next release. I will bully him into making it be the next release. It's called Big Big World. Anyway, I think it was such a great experience again, because it's a small artist, or a smaller artist. He's not like that small. I'm a small artist, if anything, or like someone that's got like 3 listeners is a small artist. Him and Ollie have got like, I don't know, thousands and thousands and thousands of listeners, or even sometimes millions. But it being like smaller than, say, Hey The Weeknd or Taylor Swift, it's more personal, and we got to say like hi to him and take photos. And I wore my Chasing Home merch, which is his first EP, but I was so nervous to show it off to people, because I was like, oh, I'm so nervous, that I got Beth to give me her jumper, because I was also really cold, because it was really, really cold. But I was so nervous. But I don't know why I was nervous. I shouldn't have been nervous. That's a bit silly. It's a bit silly, Ella. You're a bit silly. But I think if I were to rate the concert experience out of 10, I would say probably a 9. I think I would have liked it if his set was a bit longer, and if he was the only one performing. Sorry, that's a bit biased. And I would have liked it a bit more if that was the case. But you know what? It was still amazing. I'm still glad I did it. Like, I'm glad that the train ride wasn't that long, because that was the one thing I was scared of, is the train ride, because I hate public transport with vibrations and whatnot. Ugh, don't make me get into it. I just hate it so much. But it was still amazing to see him. I haven't seen him since, and I miss Pookie. So Pookie, can you please go on your own tour, or at least when Oliver headlines another show, can you be one of the what's it called? One of the people that performs before him, please. I will pay you. Again, I will bully you if you don't. But the next big concert I went to was one that I was very excited for, because like, oh my gosh, I have to put this up again. Because again, like, I feel like when you buy the tickets to a concert, it's so far out that you forget what's next. If I didn't have this countdown app, I would forget what was coming up. So the next concert I went to was Coldplay, which was the 6th of November, and I went with my 2 best friends, Bronte and Tay, and it was so amazing. The thing is, it was very... Oh, no, actually... No, it wasn't that hard to get there, I don't think. No, I don't think it was that hard to get. Oh, my legs. Sorry if you saw my dogs. My legs are just very sore. I don't think it was that hard to get to. I think we, again, didn't go for the opener. We saw, like, a bit of hers. And... Oh, that was the time. Okay, so we were on the light rail, or not the light rail, the train, sorry, and the lovely girl, like the lovely driver, was trying to get the music to work on her phone, because she was going to play Coldplay through the speakers, like what they did for Taylor Swift, but it wasn't working. But she didn't care. Sorry, I'm burping a lot. Wow. She didn't care, so she just played it through her phone, which I thought was really, really sweet. She was like, it's my birthday and I didn't get tickets, so this is how I'm celebrating transporting you and listening to Coldplay. So I thought that was really sweet, which just, again, enhanced the experience a bit more. And we did get wristbands like we did for Taylor Swift, but we didn't get to keep them. They're like the light up ones. We didn't get to keep them, and our seats were like right, so the stage was like there and we were like back a bit, but we could see everything, and I was so excited. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna get the best videos to post on my concert TikTok. Like, this is gonna be the best thing ever. And then guess who decides to sit right in front of me? This 6 foot, I want to say maybe 2 or 3 dad. I'm sorry, what? A 6'3" dad. It's the height of my father. If you've met my father, you know my father is tall. Okay, he's probably 6 foot. This man decides to sit right in front of me. And like Chris, the lead singer of Coldplay, was like, if you have someone shorter than you, make sure to like turn around and say like, hi, like acknowledge them. And he did nothing. He did not care. His wife, who was sitting next to him, actually turned around and just went like this. So he had a family of like 2. Like, I know it's not his fault. Okay, he's tall. It's genetics. I get it. But still, like, in half of my videos, I had a big head in the way. And, like, I've got little arms. Okay, I'm short. I'm 5'2". I couldn't, like, I was either having to record over his head or, like, to the side of him. It was just not... It was not great. But, yeah, it wasn't... What that sort of made the experience a little bit less than, because I was having to, like... I wasn't having a great time because I couldn't really see what was happening right in front of me. There were a few times where he did sit down, which was amazing. I'm sorry to say that, but it was amazing when he sat down because I could actually see. But there was this lovely guy who I think was gay that was sitting next to me, and we were just chatting. And there's this one part where Chris says, oh, please don't record, like... You can record, but it's like, oh, we want this moment to be like special and blah blah blah. And he looked at me because I like to record the first verse and the chorus of every song, and then I put my phone away and I enjoy the rest. And he was like, oh, he said not to record, and I was like, oh, but I'm gonna do it anyway. So like he was really sweet. But I would say also the lights were very stroby, and it was a lot at once, and because we were sitting like right in front, it was like right at us. I'm glad I had my sunnies, but Tay didn't, and she suffered a lot from it. But I did as well. I was getting a headache by the end of it. I was like, when is this gonna end, please? Like, the lights were just a lot, where I think if we were sitting at the sides, we would have not copped it as much. But apart from that, it was such a magical experience. They really got the audience involved with like their concert cam and stuff. So I think it was a good experience. I would rate Coldplay maybe, again, a 9.5 out of 10, just because of those 2 things. I didn't want to let like the man sitting in front of me jeopardize my concert experience. Okay, I couldn't have changed it. Maybe the mum could have switched seats. Like, that's something I would do. But that's just because I'm a nice person. But you know what? It's okay. I lived with it. I still enjoyed it. We cried to Yellow. We cried to a lot of things and laughed to a lot of things, and we got to have moon goggles, which I have up on my little wall, where like everything turned into like what am I trying to say? Everything turned into like love hearts, and like there were fireworks at the end. So it was a good time, but there's just those 2 things that were like a bit not so great. But it's okay. We move on. So the next one I went to was Miss Tate McRae, the Think Later tour on the 13th of November. So again, Coldplay and Tate McRae were like 1 week apart, less than a week apart, and I was very nervous that my energy would not be there. But guess what? I did it, bitches. I did it. But Tate McRae was so good. I went with one of my best friends, Jess, and I had never gone to a concert with Jess before. Jess had gone to Tate when she came the first time. I'd never seen Tate before either, so I was so excited because I'd seen all the videos of her dancing and things, because she's a performer. Girl, she is a performer. Actually, the day before for the first night of the concert in Sydney, she did like a little pop-up thing where she went to the top of a car park in Moore Park, which is where she had it, and she like played unreleased music. So I was like, Jess, do you want to go? Like, why not, right? And she was like, yeah, why not? best experience. Got to hear a lot of the music that will be on Miss Possessive, her new album that's coming out, I think this month. So we got to hear a lot of that. I recorded a lot of that. But then the next day, got to see her actual concert. We were pit because I thought, like, going into it, I was like, okay, it's not going to be as big as, let's say, again, Taylor Swift, The Weeknd, Coldplay, so I'll be able to do it. We didn't go, we had dinner first, and then we went in just as Charlie on a Friday was finishing, which was the supporting act, and then we just waited for, like, I don't know, minutes, like maybe, I don't really know, maybe not 15, maybe a bit more, maybe like an hour. I don't really remember. I don't want to spread misinformation, even though the tour is over. But still, we waited, and then she came on, and I really wanted to go right up the front. Like, I didn't want to go right up the front, but I wanted to go, like, to the side where I could get good videos. And so we, like, pushed our way in, and she was amazing. She was amazing. I would say that the people that were sitting around the sides, I get it, okay? I'm disabled, I get it if you have to sit down. But there was one part in the concert where she was like, she said something like, you guys are sitting down, why don't you stand up? Like, so she did have to ask a few times, where I don't think she had to do that on the first night. I do think the first night was better from what I've talked to people and what I've seen videos of, but the second night was still great. But oh my gosh, I need to tell you guys, so on the first night we were walking home, and we did have some drinks and stuff. This is after the pop-up, and one of the security guards, or like one of the people that were working for Horton Pavilion, he saw that I had a bit of a limp, and he was like, oh, I've just seen that you've had a bit of a limp. Are you here for the concert? And I was like, yeah, but I'm going for tomorrow. I'm not going for today. And he goes, oh, well, I could have gotten you through the line and to the front. And I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, I could have done all of that because, like, he didn't say this, but in my head he was like, yeah, it's because I'm disabled that we can do that, which is great. You know what? It sometimes pays off to be disabled. I'm just saying that. But then the actual day of the concert, we had dinner and we had a few drinks at one of the places around there, so we didn't actually get to cut the line. But I actually think that, like, the back of the pit is a lot of fun because you don't have to worry about being claustrophobic, because I am claustrophobic, okay? I hate small spaces. It gets really sweaty, it gets really yucky, and then that's when, you know, people pass out, people have seizures because it's just too much for their nervous system. So I actually really enjoyed being at the side / back of the pit because you're free to move around as you want to. So I would rate Miss Tate McRae. Oh my god, I'm just saying 10 for everyone. I will say that at the very end of the concert, a boy did put his girlfriend on his shoulders that were right in front of me, so I couldn't see for a good hot minute, which did piss me off a little bit, but then I did move away, and everyone was like, what the fuck, dude? It was for like 5 minutes, but still. Please don't do that, okay? I am small. I am small. I am not growing anytime soon. I don't want to wear 6-inch heels. Please. That just pissed me off. But I would say seeing her was probably, this is hard. Oh my gosh. I'm just saying 10 for everyone because I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. I don't want people to come for me. Well, the concert girlies, the hardcore concert girlies come for me. I think I would say Tate was, I want to say 9. I want to say 9 just because I think night 1 was better. From what I heard and from what the videos I saw and from, I even had some friends, Nat went to both nights, and I just from like the vibe it was better night 1 than night 2, so maybe that is my 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 motivation to go for night 1 instead. But I definitely feel like night 1 was better than night 2. But you know what? Hey, she did say that Australia is her favourite place to perform, and yet we are still waiting for her to announce Australian tour dates for her new tour. So Tate McRae, I highly doubt you're listening to this, but can you please hurry the fuck up, please? Because I will go to that. I am officially a Tate McRae girly. I mean, ew, they're my dogs. I mean, I was before. Like, I loved You Break Me First. I cried. I have a video of me sulking to that. Sulking. I also have a video that I sent to my best friend that is like the song that we're not alike. Oh, we know a girl that's like that. We know a few girls that are like that. So yeah, it was a great experience. I will definitely go to a concert again, but I do think that night 1 was better than night 2. So that's why I rated it a 9. The next one I saw was I got to see Miss Tate McRae's boyfriend, Mr. Charlton. Oh my gosh, see, I'm wearing his merch right now. And I didn't realize that on the sleeves it says, do you remember your first time? And this tour was called the First Time Tour. Are you for real? I don't know whether that was planned or not, but I think that is genius. This was a bit bigger. It was supposed to be at a core stadium, we realized, but because there were other concerts on at that time, he had to do it at Combank, which was a bit of a trek. I went with Bronte, but really, the train ride there, hardly anyone. We got seats. We would have thought it would have been packed because, you know, it's a concert. We got on a bus because you have to get a bus from the train station to the actual stadium. It was alright because we went up the front, and if you're with me, I will push my way until I get a seat because I used the I'm disabled card. And then, so that was really good. We got semi-good seats. And because I saw him, when did I see him? I saw him in 2022. I got pit seats, and his pits go crazy, okay? I love you, Charlton, but why are you saying, open the pit? Open the pit. Sorry? Are you wanting to become the next Travis Scott and make people die at your shows? I do not think so, my love. I do not think so. So that was like the one thing I was like, I nearly got trampled on at the first concert. I am not going again to a bigger concert and going in the pit and getting trampled on even more. No way, Jose. So I was like, look, I'm getting seats. It was a much more enjoyable experience because I didn't have to worry about like, oh my gosh, there's these 6'4" men. I'm gonna get trampled on because everyone moshes like crazy. 1-4 was the opener. I don't mind them. I only like one song of theirs, My City, which has the Kid Laroi featured on it. They played that during the Kid Laroi set, which I was very happy about because I did want to hear that. But apart from that, I had no care in the world to hear them, but we were there for their whole set. And then the Kid Laroi came on. Halfway through, someone either passed out or had a seizure, and so he had to stop the show, which is good because the first time he did not stop when things like that happened. He kept going for the first show. I will say that because I was in that pit. And I was in that pit alone because my best friend had to leave because it was too overwhelming, which is so understandable. So I definitely think that in terms of this time, this concert versus last concert, this concert was a lot better experience for me because I wasn't stressing about being on my feet for too long. He did play a mixture of old and new songs. I did do my research on all the new songs, so I knew all the new songs. And it was just really good. Like, the lights at the very end when he played Nights Like This were a bit crazy. I will say that. I was a bit like, oh my gosh, okay, I need to put on my sunglasses. Just look down. Video and look down. That's my combo. You video it and you look down. It was a bit crazy, but I think I love Charlton. okay, Charlton's his real name. I should say the Kid Leroy. I love the Kid Leroy. I saw him in the same year, 2022, at my best friend's Macca's. And that was amazing. I got to say hi to him. Don't think he remembers me, but that's fine. But I think he's amazing. I will say that his concerts are like, I like them, but they're not my favorite. Like, if I think like of stuff, I think he's probably like an 8.5, just because, yeah, out of all of the ones that I've been to, like, he's amazing, don't get me wrong. But this one's definitely, if I were to compare it to the last concert I went to, the last one of his concerts, I would have rated it a 5. Because of everything that happened with us nearly getting trampled on and crying and the people not doing much to help and blah blah blah. So it's definitely an improvement. I was expecting Tate McRae to come out, but that didn't happen because she had a show. That would have made it probably an 8, but I feel like that would have probably made it a 9, sorry, not an 8. But I feel like his is probably, I would rate his an 8, an 8.5 out of 10. I love you, Charlton. Please come back soon, come home. I have to throw this part. I say this every single time when the song comes on. When he sang Baby I'm Back, he goes, what's the line? Oh my gosh, you're putting me on the spot here now. He was like, 2 a.m. I'm in Sydney screaming Baby I'm Back. Where it's 2 a.m. I'm in, I don't even remember what he says in the actual song, because he said that in at the show, and now I say it all the time because Sydney's his home, Australia's his home. But I love you, Charlton. I miss you, Pookie. And then my last ever concert, which is not my last ever concert, you're making it sound like I'm gonna die, Ella. My last concert of 2024 was my favorite concert by far, because they are my favorite band. Everybody knows this. They were one of my top artists on my Spotify Wrapped. I love them so much. I got to see Chase Atlantic. Stop. That's crazy. Oh gosh. I got to see Chase Atlantic on the 12th of December, and they were amazing. I was a bit scared because it did say they did perform, I think, Melbourne the night before, and I saw some of my friends' videos and the lights were crazy, and it did have like a warning at the start of the show that if you have photosensitive epilepsy, it might be too much for you. And see, I don't have epilepsy, but I do suffer from seizures, so I was like, oh my gosh, maybe it'll be way too much for me. I'm nervous, I'm scared, what am I gonna do? I was fine because we were sitting on the sides. I went with one of my good friends, Jenna, and that was just such a fun experience. Like, I'm trying to think. I really wanted to go to the first concert. I think it was their first concert in 2022, but I thought it was just a 18 plus event. I don't know why. I overheard someone talking at my school that it was just an 18 plus concert, so I was like, okay, there goes my chance. No, it wasn't. Okay, it was a 16 plus. Thank you very much. And I did play Paranoid at the last concert. Jenna told me. I was so upset because Paranoid is one of my favorite songs. Anyway, but I love Chase Atlantic so much. I could just have an episode on Chase Atlantic. Should I do that? I think I'm gonna have an episode dedicated just to Chase Atlantic because they are my favorite band. I'm a Crush girl through and through. Christian Anthony, I love you so much. You are so sexy, hot, scrumdiddlyumptious. Your voice is amazing. You didn't see that. But it was so amazing. We didn't go for the opener, which was 24 Karat Golden, just because I didn't really want to. Jenna didn't really want to. So amazing, match made in heaven. But it was so much fun. I got to hear my favorite songs. I got to hear Beauty and Death, which I dedicate to Jason passing away. And all my other family and loved ones that have passed away, which was really special. I cried. I got to hear Night Calls, which is the new Christian, or it's not new, but it's from the new album, and it's the only Christian song, so I was so excited to hear that. And they were like, they're from Cairns, so they're an Australian boy band. What I call it? Yeah, they are a boy band. So that was so amazing. They were so good. I have post-concert depression already, still, and it's January. It was only last month, babe. But next time they come, I am going to both of their shows in Sydney. I don't care if they're still my favorite band, which is very, very, very extremely likely. I am going because that was so amazing. I still listen to them on repeat. Like, if you look at my earbuds, everybody follow my earbuds, please. Jenna got me obsessed with earbuds as well. If you look at my earbuds, they've been my top artist for a very, very, very long time. And I even got the little message that was like, thanks for being on a Spotify Wrapped, blah, blah, blah. But they were amazing. I think, okay, this is going to be a very tough call for me, because if Taylor Swift was a 10 out of 10, which I think she was, I'm going to say, because Chase Atlantic is my favorite band, they are going to be an 11 out of 10. Because they are my favorite band. Not because of the production or anything. Like, the production was amazing. Their harmonies were amazing. Yes, like Taylor Swift, and that will always be like big, but I feel like for me, Chase Atlantic was like, I was looking forward to that the most. Like, I made TikToks upon TikToks about it. I was so excited to go. I was gonna go regardless. I have a saying that if I ever, what's the saying? If you think of, my dogs again. When you hear Chase Atlantic, think of me. That is, I truly believe it. I want everyone to think of me when they listen to Chase Atlantic. I don't care whether it's swim, friends, don't laugh, at church, any of them. Mamacita or Mummy, I don't care. You have to think of me if you know me. You don't have to think of me if you know somebody else that is equally obsessed with Chase Atlantic. But I just love them, and the Discord group chat, which was really nice and interesting because I've never been in something like that before. It was just a really good, really amazing experience, and I am now going to every single one of their concerts in the future. So you need to come back, because you need to come back, boys. Clinton, you're amazing on the saxophone. You're beautiful. You brought tears to my eyes. Christian, you're so sexy. And Mitty, we love you. We love you, Bartholomew. If you know, you know. But yeah, there were my concerts for 2024. I loved them all, even with the rankings. Just know that I'm so grateful to be able to go on concerts, or go to concerts. I don't know where the money goes or comes from for me to pay for these concerts, because I pay for all my concerts by myself. I don't get no help from my parents no more. But yes, I love concerts. I love the atmosphere. I love meeting new people there. I love it all, and concerts really give me that rush of exhilaration, and oh my gosh, if I could go to a concert every single day, I would. But just don't think that these ratings are like, I hated every single concert, because no. Even if I hated the concert, I would, like, there's no way I could hate one concert, because I just love them all, and I think they're all amazing, and the time and effort that artists put into the creation of the concerts and stuff is just amazing. So I have a few concerts planned in 2025, which I'll talk about in the outro, but this was my 2024 concert wrapped. Love. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Ella's Corner. I hope you enjoyed this new format thing. It's going to take me a while to edit, but if you enjoyed both having the audio and the video, let me know, because this might be the new content that I will be putting up on my YouTube, but the Spotify will stay the same. But I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you liked my 2024 concert wrapped. The concerts I have this year are I had Oliver opening for Natalie Jane, and then I have, my next one is Billie Eilish, which I'm so excited about, and then I have Katy Perry, but I'm sure there's going to be a lot more concerts because we're waiting for a lot more people to come. So yeah, I'm really excited to get back into this now that I really feel like videoing myself. I don't know, maybe it's because I'm self-absorbed. It makes a huge difference. So let me know if you like this in the comments on my YouTube or on my Instagram, and I will see you guys soon. Bye!